Konnichiwa, Grand Prairie Christian students, junior high phys ed class. Welcome to your daily challenges. This week we're going to be focusing on Japan and the games that they used in order to become more coordinated, hand-eye coordination, and to have some ability to do hand dexterity and so on. And it all starts with the way they eat. So if you have at home, or if you don't have at home, you can really quickly go to any store and get some chopsticks. So today's lesson is going to be how to eat with chopsticks, how to use them properly. Here's the trick. You can put it underneath your hand like this. So it sits on your ring finger and it sits on your thumb. And then you have the two and your upper hand goes here. And literally what you're doing is you're going to connect the two so that you can pinch with one hand and hold with the other. So when you're doing that, it's always easier if you have an object that is a little bit easier. The easiest objects are like spaghetti noodles or any type of noodles where you can just pick up and have and grab, and learning to do this. So your challenge is to figure out how you can pick up and eat with chopsticks and learn that dexterity. If you already have it, try it with your left hand. I can't do it with my left, I'm terrible, but I do enjoy doing it with my right because it's quite fun. Now, if you're trying to, it's very difficult to pick up round objects. Those are the tougher ones. If you can, get to a grain of rice and try and pick that up. So learn how to use chopsticks. Remember the three fingers on the top, pinch, and the bottom part is just held firm in between your thumb and your index finger. If you don't have chopsticks, you can use pencils. I have cheater chopsticks. You can get them for little kids. They have a nice little elephant or some type of object which holds the top, which makes it easier for the children to pinch, and they can do that. So those are cheater chopsticks. If you can get really, really nice, fancy Japanese chopsticks, which will be kind of like these ones here that would have these rotating images on them. So these are the really nice ones, but they come in sets. And if you can, culturally, you can get really cool chopstick sets after a fire. These were a gift from some of my students at the time, and they come with holders, so you can even get chopstick sets. So those are the chopstick challenge. Good luck with that. The next activity I'd like you to try is getting with a juggling challenge. Japanese people used to learn coordination by doing this, and you've seen jugglers do this all the time. You have two sticks of the same length and a third stick. Now, if you can get some that are ribbed, those are even better because it'll help you maintain it. But any type of juggling stick, some people have the ones from, they'll have a knob at the end, almost like a drumstick. So if you can have that, but basically the idea of a juggling stick is simply lift one end, try and flip it in the air and catch so that you're able to catch it again and put it back. Now, let's just see if we can try that one more time, just by flipping and grabbing and putting it back on. Takes a little bit of dexterity and hand-eye coordination to try and get the flip perfect and your sticks. Now those are if you have nice sticks. If you don't, dowel sticks work, or any type of stick works as long as one of them can roll. It's a little bit easier. This one's a little bit wider, so it should be a little bit easier for me to catch and grab and spin and be able to control it, and then trying it the other way. Oops, totally missed that throw. And then trying it the other way and be able to grab it. So dowel sticks work, any type of sticks, hand-eye coordination game again, and we're working on getting towards different sports. Now the next game we're going to try is a kendama. This is day 3 challenge. Now you might not have a kendama, but if you do, they were basically a hand-eye coordination drill and to absorb energy. So there's a large cup on this side and a smaller cup here and then one on the bottom, plus a spike. And the ball, as you can see, also has a hole in it. This one has been used quite a bit and has been chipped up. This is my old one. We used to practice this for badminton and learning how to use dexterity of fingers. So the idea with a kendama is basically to be able to absorb and go from one piece to the other and be able to catch and absorb. Now, if you notice, that's my old kendama. This is one of my children's kendama. This one's not quite as traditional. These ones with the string are basically meant to impale on the spike, which is a little bit harder and a little bit more to do. So I'm just going to shoot the video down here so that you can see down here and trying to catch it. What you have to try and do is tug so that the ball comes up and then you slide your hand underneath and have the ball sit on it. So basically, you just go in here, again, hand-eye coordination. Some people say you should spin the ball just so it helps without having to get the movement, but you basically just try and lift and sit it underneath like that. Now I can do that once in a while, and it takes a lot of practice with the kendama. This one is incredibly hard. I only think I managed to do this 2 or 3 times. Some people can do it all the time, but it's to try and swing this up so it lands in the hoop and you have to try and catch it. The hand-eye coordination with this, I always find it's trickier if you can point the ball away so that you can try and aim it. But basically you're going to try and swing it up and, oh, I almost had it. Try and catch it there, and I'll try one more time. I'm not very good at this one, and obviously it shows, but you can try and do the kendama the other way, and that will be effective in learning games. Now, what do you do with all this stuff? How do you get from a kendama being useful to being able to play sports? Now, I don't have all the equipment here. I'm probably like you at home. I do have some ping pong balls. One of the things that we do in ping pong is we learn how to balance and move I don't even have a ping pong paddle, so I'm using a block of wood. This is a very small block of wood. I suggest a little bit slightly bigger so that you have more, but I'm basically simply going to try and tap it. Now, the first challenge is just to bounce the ball on your block of wood and control it as much as you can. If you can, start to spin it and give it a little bit of a spin. It makes it so that you have better control eventually when you're playing ping pong. And if you get to this challenge and you can do this, then try and flip from forehand to backhand. You can see I'm losing control a little bit. Let's try and get it back. And you just try and flip your hand over. Now, if you're super good at this, try with your left, and it'll remind you of why kids have troubles doing things. But this is just a exercise that you can do. So your job is to do that for 5 minutes, just hitting a ping pong ball with this so you can control. Try definitely doing it with both hands. I am definitely not very good with my left, but I can manage to bounce the ball. It's when I try and flip. Finally, last challenge, day 5, badminton. Obviously, these are not my normal badminton rackets, but I got what I got at home. I don't have all the equipment of the school, so I'm using this little $3 racket that you buy as a set with one of these terrible little badminton shuttles. And all you're going to try and do this week for your 5th day challenge is going to be to toss up the badminton shuttle and follow it and catch it. Now, this is similar to the kendama where you have to go on the side and put it underneath. So notice how I'm holding it, I'm pinching it like this, wrapping my hands around. It's my fingers that are doing the motion. So if you can do that, you're just here, you're gonna toss the shuttle up, go beside it and catch it. I'm just gonna back up so you can see. And you just try and catch the shuttle. Now, if you get really good at catching the shuttle that way, go on both sides of the shuttle. Go down here and then go over here. And you'll notice that you can turn your hand over. Now, the last thing that you can try and do is pick up the shuttle. So if you notice, if I'm on the ground, what I'm going to try and do is go like this, and I turn my fingers and drop the hand, and I can pick up the shuttle off of any object. So I'm just going to go over here, and scoop, and now I have the shuttle picked up. So all of those activities you can practice this week to learn hand-eye coordination and dexterity, which eventually gets you into sports, which eventually makes it good for everything and helps out for everything in life. So repeat, chopsticks, day 1, figure out how to use them. Day 2, go to your stick juggling, if you can find anything that you can stick juggle with. Day 3, try and see if you have a kendama. A kendama would be awesome. Kendama, by the way, means sword, and it also means ball. So sword and ball is the name of the game, called kendama. If you can have it, if you don't worry about going to get one. Just try and figure something else out or do one of the other activities. Ping pong, whatever you got, as long as you have a ping pong ball, you can use any object to hit with. Ping pong paddle is best. And then that's day 4, and day 5, some type of badminton. You can even play badminton with a wooden piece, as long as the wooden piece is fairly big enough, because that's how they used to play it in Japan. check the videos out. There's some online videos about how the kendama ninjas, those guys are amazing. Just so you're wondering, what am I wearing on my forehead? This once was my badminton team at the college. So it's Grand Prairie Regional College Wolves plus badminton plus kamikazes. I had a lot of Japanese players that played for me on my teams through the years, and some of this stuff comes from them and was gifts. And this headband definitely was a Wolves thing back in the day. So hope you're having a great week. Enjoy. We'll talk to you soon.